Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today's video, I can't believe I'm saying it, but I'm going to give you my thoughts on Luton losing 5-1 away from home in the Championship against Middlesbrough. Did not think I was going to say that at the start of the season, but I am. And I'm just waiting for that conversation. I'm waiting for the conversation where our board go to Rob Edwards and go, shake his hand and go, thank you very much for what you've achieved at Luton Town Football Club, but we now need to depart ways because we're going backwards as a football club, not forwards, and the ambitions and the objectives at the start of the season are now not going to get achieved if you continue being the Luton Town boss. I think we've been absolutely awful since the start of this Championship season. And don't get me wrong, Edwards doesn't have 100% of the blame. The owners and the board basically also have some of the blame. Some of the decisions we've made since the start of 2024 have been absolutely mind-boggling at times. We've done stuff which we don't often do. And I think one of the biggest mistakes we've done this year was giving Edwards a 4-year contract. We should have waited, and if we did wait, we would have saw what happened this season, and then we definitely wouldn't have offered him a new contract, and getting him out of that contract probably would have been a little bit easier. But now we've got to pay off that massive 4-year contract because I just don't see this getting better. I really don't. I've had loads of people say to me, Lewis, wait, it's going to get better, trust the process. This isn't a process anymore. You saw once we went 1-0 down, the mentality of our players, they just dropped, their confidence went. We've got too much of a losing mentality, and the only way you get rid of that losing mentality, you either get rid of the squads or you get rid of the manager. So which one is it going to be? Because if we allow both elements to continue, we're going in one direction. Are we good enough to go down? Yeah. I don't buy the conversation of we're too good to go down. You've got to deserve the right to stay up in the Championship, and at the moment we're on track to hit 49 points in the Championship. That would have got us relegated last season. So look, it's not looking good. It really isn't. We look like we turn an edge against Cardiff, but every time we win a game of football in the Championship, it kind of just papers over a few cracks, if I'm being honest with you. It's just not good enough. Let's talk about the starting 11, which Edwards obviously put out. Lots of question marks over the starting 11, and of course lots of changes, Woodrow being one of those changes. I understood why Woodrow actually started, because against this Middlesbrough side, when you keep possession, you need to keep it well. You can't just keep giving it away to them, because they've got the quality, like they've shown, to literally cause us all sorts of problems. And I thought for up until Middlesbrough's first goal, I thought we were keeping the ball quite good. And I actually thought we were probably the better side up until the point where they scored. We kept the ball well. I thought Woodrow coming in deep was helping. But we just lacked a little bit of quality in the final third. And the decision making was very poor. And one great example of that was when Ashley won the ball in Middlesbrough's defensive half. He puts in a wonderful ball into the 6-yard box. Elijah, with his back to goal, manages to pick the ball up. All he needs to do is swing a left foot at it, because it would test the keeper, and how far away he was from the keeper. Good chance of him scoring a goal, but instead he tries to pass it to Baptiste, who ends up losing the ball or gets tackled. And yeah, and after that, I think a couple of minutes afterwards, Middlesbrough get their first goal, and that came from Luton ball watching from a set piece. In fact, all of Middlesbrough's goals were actually quite good goals. 5 very good goals indeed. The first one, of course, being a very rehearsed corner set routine. Woodrow ball watching on the player at the near post, and then Walsh also ball watching the player that was running last minute into the box with a good finish. And then the second goal, Menji getting out turn, he got sent to the shops. Lovely bit of quality, but then again, the ball over the top. Everyone's just ball watching. In fact, Their third goal, Middlesbrough, was probably one of the better ones because it was a ball literally and it split open the midfield. And we keep getting split open in the midfield. This isn't something that has happened every now and again. It keeps happening. The system, I don't know with this system, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. He can't get it right. And we're paying the price for recruiting really slowly. The preparation going into this championship season, this is what happens when you don't prepare properly. This is what happens when you're not a little bit aggressive in your negotiations. This is what happens when you're a little bit strict in your negotiations as well, because I'm pretty sure we basically didn't want to pay certain clubs certain money for certain players, so we ended up getting delayed and we ended up going down the list of players who we were trying to get. I think it's just been poor all around. It's been poor. But will we make the change? Will we change something? Because I think a new manager is needed. You can tell by the way Edwards is acting. He needs a break from football. He needs probably like a year out. He just looks exhausted. If I'm playing under him, I don't look like I could be motivated. And talking about that, the players come out in these interviews and say, oh, Edwards gave us the best pre-match speech, that he gave us the best half-time team talk. Well, why are you letting him down then? Why are you letting him down and performing like that? Why are you allowing your heads to drop when you concede a goal? That's on you. You know, and I'm witnessing Morris in the second half, you know, doing this wrestle tackle with the Middlesbrough player, and then he gets up and he's absolutely shouting at the other players. I'm telling you now, something's wrong behind the scenes. It's not right. It isn't right, and it needs someone else. It needs someone to come in. I know it's harsh because Edwards won us promotion to the Premier League, but we're going backwards. I just want to compare. Edwards' first game against for Luton was against Middlesbrough. We did lose that game, but the performance in that game compared to what I've just witnessed now is worlds apart. And that's the worrying sign. That's the problem. It's not. It should be either on par or better, not 10 times worse. And it is 10 times worse. Players have got to look at themselves. The board have got to look at themselves and decide what the future holds for us this season. Because the Luton job right now is still attractive. It's still an attractive position because we're so far into the season. The longer you wait, the less attractive the job is, and you're looking at a selection of managers that have a certain brand of football. There may not be a standout candidate right now for a lot of people. However, that doesn't mean you keep the same person in who's making the same mistakes, who's not getting results. I think it's since we last beat Brighton in the Premier League 4-0 at home, we're averaging 1 win in every 6 games, I believe it is. That's not good. That's not good at all. You can't operate like that. You really can't. And our run of fixtures are getting more difficult. International break is here. You've got a good opportunity now. If you're going to get someone in, you get someone in during this international break. Or you make a massive change while we're in this period of time. It's up to the board. It's up to them. John Steele, who was a legend at this football club, who got us into the Football League, he got until Christmas before he ended up getting sacked. He ended up managing 21 games. I think that's what Edwards is going to get, and I think it's 6 more games. I think we've played 15 now, so 6 more games of this still to come. I don't know. He shouldn't get the 6. I think it's time to depart. He's made some poor decisions and it's costing us big style. It really is. This isn't the Luton which was last in the Championship. It's a lot worse. But those are my thoughts. Middlesbrough, as expected, amazing. I thought they were brilliant. Michael Carrick, intelligent manager. I thought everything Middlesbrough did was brilliant. And once they got that goal, confidence was sky high. Of course, it helps when a team is awful like us. We only scored our goal because Middlesbrough put their foot off the gas for a second. That's how we scored ours. But yeah, up to the board. That's how I'm going to end it. I'm going to try tomorrow to dissect that performance and give you 5 talking points, but I'd rather just wait now and yeah, try and cheer up, I guess. Onwards and upwards. See you guys later.